Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and today we are going to be telling you what is in my baby bag.
You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine.
So for those of you that don't know, I'm now 37 weeks pregnant, and some of you may have packed your baby bag from a long time ago. You know, I think when I was expecting my first child, I probably had my baby bag packed from like 10 weeks before I was due or something like that. But this time around, I feel like it's a bit more last minute. But hey, I usually go to full term, so I wasn't in much of a rush. But I'm going to take you through what I feel are the essentials to take in your hospital bag. Fifth baby, so hopefully I know what I'm talking about. Right, so I am going to show you these things, but I'm going to not show you them just yet. So I'm just going to put them to the side. Okay, so I have this very cool grey baby bag, and it's by a company called Moby. Now I think we actually picked this up from TK Maxx, and it's cool because it's not just a baby bag with handles at the top, but it is also a rucksack. So if you need to put it on your back, because I don't know what you might not want to load down your buggy or what have you, or you're just travelling out and about, it's got a really cool comfortable strap where it's got the padding on the shoulders, yeah, for you to wear. So that should be actually pretty good, and it can expand a bit on the edges when you open up the poppers, because I know that baby bags end up usually quite stuffed full of stuff. And we've got, I think it came with, something came with a cute little toy. Just an added touch of cuteness. It has these couple of zips at the front, which are currently empty. They don't go all the way down, but they're still handy for putting in nappy sacks and stuff on both sides. So that's really cool. When you get to the hospital, you are probably going to want things to be in a particular order. I try to pack things so that whatever's going to be needed first is at the top of the bag, and whatever I'll need last is at the bottom. We'll see if I've been very successful with packing it that way. Now most people actually will take maybe one bag to the hospital with them. I actually take two. I take one bag for the baby with all the baby's bits in it, and I also take another bag for me because I don't know if it's that I'm OCD, but I just like to have everything kind of like separate, so that when I come back from the hospital and I come home, I can just know that literally everything for the baby is in one bag and everything for myself was just in another. And if, like most hospitals, if you don't have your baby checked before you leave the hospital, you have to go back to the hospital again the next day, and you don't really want to have to repack the baby bag, because of course you're not going to be taking an overnight bag out with you again. So I like to have that pretty much already packed with nappies and everything that I'll need in it. So this is just my overnight bag, so I'll take you through that after I take you through what's actually in this bag. So for the baby, in my baby bag, I'm just going to put my hospital notes down as well. I have, if I can unzip the bag, I have, right at the top of the bag, sorry, flinging his toy out of the way. At the top of the bag, I have what will probably be his first outfit, or the baby's first outfit, depending on whether you're having a boy or a girl, you might not know. So I love a baby in a fresh white outfit, so I've just got a hat and a baby grow. We're expecting our new baby to be quite big, so I think this is actually a 0 to 3 month baby grow, because the up to 1 month ones tend to just not fit. Well, they didn't with my previous baby, and this one is due to be bigger, so I've got 0 to 3, if you're wondering why they look quite big. And of course also a vest as well. So I've got a baby vest here for him. He usually gets wrapped up in something in the hospital, but I know I usually like to put them straight into an outfit. We've got some muslins, because muslins are just so handy. So when you're in the hospital, whether you're going to breastfeed or not, you'll just find that just having something that you can grab just to mop up sick or dribble or poo or what have you, is going to be very handy. So I just pack quite a few muslins just to have there. You don't know whether you're going to be in your own room if you're trying to breastfeed, or whether you're going to be on a ward. If you don't feel comfortable, of course you will want to have something to cover up with. So I've got some muslins there. Oh, and another muslin. Of course you have got the baby, oops, sorry, pulling out the whole bag. I've got the baby's towel, okay, because you don't know how long you're going to be staying at the hospital for, and you'll probably need a towel to wrap them in if they poo themselves. It might go up the back and you might need to get them changed, and yeah, you'll need a towel. So I've got his baby towel here. Of course, we've got some Pampers nappies and Pampers wipes. Got the newborn wipes here that are for sensitive skin. I've also got, and I think those are a size 2, but I've also got some size 1 Lidl nappies as well, which should probably fit. So I've got those in there as well. I've got some more outfits for him, because again, you don't know how long you're going to be in for. But I've just got various vests and baby grows for him in case he needs to get changed. It's just good to pack more than you will probably need, because labour is such a big deal. You just never know what's going to happen. No one can tell the future, so you just don't know whether you're going to be in and out, or whether you're going to be staying overnight, or whether you're going to be a couple of nights. So you just have to make sure you pack enough stuff. Now, I actually keep the breast pads in the baby bag, because you just need to have them in there, not in just your personal bag, because when you're out and about, you're going to need them. So like I said before, I like to pack the baby bag not just for when I'm at the hospital, but for when I have to revisit or afterwards, so that once the baby comes, I don't have to then think about, oh well, there are nappies in the bag or there are wipes in the bag. It's all just there. So I've got a good load of breast pads. I've also got plenty of cotton wool pleats, because not everyone likes to use baby wipes on the newborn baby straight away. Some people like to just use water and cotton wool. So it's quite handy to have lots of cotton wool in your baby bag. So I've just stuffed a bit in there. I know with my first baby, I used strictly cotton wool for the first few weeks, and then I moved on to wipes. Afterwards, second baby, third baby, fourth baby, I think I went straight to wipes. But also, you just have to also see what works best with their skin, because some babies have got really sensitive skin. So I just pack both, because they both come in handy. What else have I got in here? So I think that's everything that's on the inside of the bag. Now on the outside, I have got, in case for any reason I cannot breastfeed or what have you, or we need to be separated for a minute, I've got a bottle for him. This is a Tommy Timmy bottle. I think it's called a Closer to Nature bottle, and I've chosen blue. I usually go for clear, but I've chosen blue this time because I know I'm having a boy. So it's a Tommy Tippy bottle, and I've also got some formula milk. As I mentioned before, I go for this brand, which is Aptamil, right there. And I just find that has worked best with my babies, and also I've tasted it and I think it's the one that tastes the best, really. But this is obviously First Instant Milks. It's the #1 milk. I've got those there. And of course, I know hospitals sometimes they do have milk, but often they say bring your own. I've got some Vaseline just for him, just in case he needs to be, if he's got really dry skin. I also do sometimes pack a bit of shea butter, but this is what I had, and it's in a container, so that's what's going in the bag. I've got some nappy sacks, because you just need them for the dirty nappies. And yeah, some people also can be funny when you go to their houses about just sticking a dirty nappy straight in the outside bin. So it's just good to have the nappy sacks on hand. So I'm actually going to put those in the front zip. And what else is in here? I've got an extra plastic bag, just because these things, they're just so practical, but they just come in handy, and you just find, you know what, I'm just going to have extra stuff that I need to get rid of, and there's just a plastic bag and that will come in handy. Just trust me, it will. And the baby's scratch mitts are here. Now what you'll see is on his, where did his first baby grow go? On his first baby grow, on the ends of the arms, they've actually got scratch mitts, kind of. They're like sleeves that fold over, so that will cover his little hands. And I find these are a lot easier, but I do like to have the scratch mitts as well, because just for any reason, you can't fold them over, or the sleeves are too long or too short or what have you, you can just pop these on. But the scratch mitts are harder to stay on, but they are just good to have anyway, just in case. And obviously that stops them from scratching themselves, because they've been scrunched up in the wind for so long, their hands tend to be here and their nails get really sharp and then they end up scratching themselves. So it's good to have some of those in the bag with you. This Moby bag came with a cool grey changing mat, and it's quite a nice big one. So I've got that in the bag as well. And what I do like to have in the bag, the reason I like to have quite a few muslins as well, so that sometimes you'll find, that the plastic gets quite cold. So it's nice when you're changing the baby to put either a towel or a muslin over the changing mat, just so that they don't go into shock when you put them on the cold plastic. Oh, they're so cute, they're so funny. But yeah, you just want to take those things into consideration. What else have I got to show you? I think that's nearly everything actually from his bag. And of course he's got, it's just going to fall over. Of course he's got his coat for when we leave the hospital, that is good to have there as well. And that was where was this coat from? This coat was actually from Sainsbury's. Yeah, it's by Sainsbury's. And he's got his matching grey towel, and this is actually an Osgood-Textiles coat blanket. So Osgood-Textiles blankets. It's a website, so it's .co.uk, and it's a really cute little grey blanket which I shall use to cover him when we leave the hospital. Now, when you've had the baby and you're in the hospital, if at a time when you don't have any visitors, you need to go to the toilet or what have you, you may not feel comfortable obviously leaving the baby, or you might just want to go for a walk but without taking them in their carrier or their, the little cot thing they put them in. I've been given this Cuddle Bug baby wrap. Now, I've never used one of these before, but I requested it as a gift and my workplace kindly gave it to me. And I'm going to have to work out when he comes actually how to wrap it. But I'm going to open it up and show you guys. I don't think I've actually opened it yet, so this will be quite interesting. I did previously have a Bjorn baby carrier, but I just feel like for a newborn it's just so much nicer to put them in like a really soft kind of blanket, swaddling cloth, what have you, and that's why I've gone for a baby wrap. I'm kind of scared to unravel it because I haven't read the instructions as to how you're supposed to wrap it yet, but literally I'm going to probably go on YouTube and work out how to do it. But it's a Cuddle Bug baby wrap, and I've seen it in use by my friend Jazz and it looked really cool, and you just kind of wrap it around you and put the baby in and you can breastfeed in it, and it just means that, for example, if you're in the hospital and you want to go for a walk but you want them to be nice and snug next to you, you may be feeling really sensitive yourself and not be feeling like you're strong enough to carry them actually in your arms, or you might want to have your hands free. I think it's just helpful to have a carrier with you as well, and oftentimes it does take a little bit of practice, so you might want to practice before with like a doll before you go to the hospital as to how to wrap something like this, because when you've got the baby you might be feeling all flustered. If I do find time before I have him to work out how to do this, hopefully I'll look like a pro on video when I do it. Or if you guys see me putting it on in the future, I'll look like a pro. If not, I'll just look like a complete mess. But hey, that's my wrap for carrying him if I need to go to the bathroom or what have you. Now, I'm going to take you through what I take to the hospital for myself. As I said before, I like to keep it all separate, and there's quite a lot of stuff that you can see that goes into his bag, and there's just not really enough space to put all my stuff in there, and it's just better to keep it separate. So just give me a sec, I'm going to push these things to the side and then I'll show you what I take for myself. And here, guys, is what, oh gosh, I will be taking for myself. So I will have my hospital notes just tucked in the side of my bag. This is actually a bounty pack, and it's what you're given from when you are, I can't remember, about 12 weeks pregnant, I think. I cannot really remember. It's got all your hospital notes in it, and you get another one when you leave the hospital. It's got like free coupons and stuff in it with like little promotional bits for new mums. So that's a bounty pack. But yeah, that's got my hospital notes in it. So that'll be tucked on the side of my bag on view, so that when we get there and I'm in excruciating pain, they go, "Where's your notes?" I don't even have to answer. They can just take them out of the bag themselves. So those will be there. Now, I find when I get to the hospital, I try and not go into the hospital until literally my contractions are like 3 to 5 minutes apart. Yeah, and are just like long, so for about a minute, and are really painful, because I just never want to go into the hospital and then get turned away and sent back home, because that would just be horrible and just annoying. So, basically I know that when I get there, I'm usually at a state, usually the last couple of times, where I'm not too far away from wanting to push. Talk about leaving things to the last minute. So I will have in the top of my bag whatever it is that I want to be wearing when I'm actually in labour. So for my first 2 births, I actually had a water birth. For my 3rd and 4th, the 3rd, it was just she came too quick, the pool's not ready. And the 4th, again, she just came like mega quick. I got to the hospital at 4, she was born at 4:30. There was no time for a water birth or anything. But I try and go with some handy underwear. So I'll just have like a bra or a bikini top that I'm going to wear whilst I'm in labour, because I know that as soon as the baby's born, I'm going to want to kind of take them out and put them on my chest. So I will also have at the top of the bag like a couple of vests. So if I feel like, oh, I want to cover up a bit more, I'll have a couple of vests on hand. And usually Tim and my mum will be dressing me, because I'm like, oh, I can't do anything. Also, I'll have some comfortable knickers there, ready and prepared. I will have some flip-flops, because I'm most comfortable, my feet are nice and free, and also I don't like walking around hospitals with bare feet or in socks, and obviously in labour you're not going to want to have your shoes on. So I have some flip-flops that are just in my bag ready for me to wear. And also, if your labour is taking a bit of a while, you will need some energy. So I have a bottle of Lucozade and a packet of sweets. These just happen to be Rowntree's Jelly Tots, but that's just to give you a boost of like energy, a bit of sugar when you're in labour. I usually end up throwing it all back up as soon as I've had it, but hey, it just gives you a bit of extra energy. Now I have a towel, and I've purposefully chosen black because there will be a lot of blood, and you don't really want it to be showing on whatever towel you were given at the hospital, because it's probably going to be white, which isn't going to be very nice. So I tend to opt to take a black towel with me, just so that after the birth, okay, so guys, I'm OCD, I don't like using the showers at the hospitals, so I tend to take lots of wipes, so that I can just go into the bathroom and wipe up and use a towel, and obviously if I need to use some water or whatnot I can. But I've got my flip-flops, I've got my towel, and I have in here my little Colgate toothbrush and Colgate toothpaste in here, just for freshening up, brushing your teeth so you can just feel all nice and fresh, especially if you have to stay in overnight. I have got a gown, because when you're in the hospital and it's chilly or whatnot, you will not want to be walking around naked or just in your PJs. Now I've again opted for black all the way, just so that you're not feeling like super uncomfortable. But I've got some PJs for after labour. You'll notice that whilst in labour I've just got a top, because obviously down below needs to be totally free for the baby to come out. But after labour I've opted for, I think you saw me actually when we went shopping choosing these in the shop, and I've got like a nightie, so that if my stomach is feeling really tender I can just wear a dress and I'm not restricted at all, and then I've got my dressing gown. But if I'm not feeling too uncomfortable, I've bought some really wide-legged pyjama bottoms just to put on whilst I'm in the hospital. And also, if they're neat enough, You may even ride home in them because you just might not be bothered to get dressed into other clothes. What you will need plenty of though, before you put those on, are these kind of things. You know, we had plenty of nappies for the baby, but ladies, you will need plenty of these pads and stuff for yourselves. After you have a baby, it looks like someone's been murdered. So, I mean, I don't know if everyone loses as much blood as I do, but there's a lot. And you've got these really attractive, look, really attractive disposable knickers. Now, I think these are actually technically what old people use for when they have no bladder control. You may not even be that old, that people with no bladder control use, but I find that these work really well for me. In a previous labour, I had some actual maternity underwear, but it was really like maternity disposable knickers, but they were really thin, and I just felt like I needed to pad them out even more. So I think these just work for me because I've already got padding in them. You can put extra padding in if you want to, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. And if you find this really embarrassing, I'm sorry, but it's just practical. So plenty of these, because you don't want to feel like you are sitting in blood, basically. So you want plenty to be able to change whilst you're in the hospital. Then also, for when you're sleeping, I always sleep because of my hair's natural, and also I'm OCD with sleeping in other people's beds. I bring my headscarf to put on the pillow just so that I just feel a bit more comfortable and like how it is when I'm at home. And I literally just wrap the hospital pillow in my little headscarf. I feel a bit more comfortable, and I also know that when I leave the hospital, my hair's not going to be looking all frizzed out. I bring some bio oil with me just to oil up my skin after I've had my kind of wash at the hospital, because as much as you've just had a baby, you still want to feel nice. Like, you don't want to be all like crusted out and just feeling horrible. So my bio oil's there. And if I do want to get dressed for when it's time to go home, I always go home in a dress. I've just got a simple dress, loose fitting dress here. I don't tend to go home in trousers just because I think dresses are more comfortable for after labour. So I think that's everything. Oh, plus some extra coins as well in the bag. I don't need to show you coins, but some money for the car park, because at hospitals, which I just think is a complete rip-off, you still have to pay for parking your car. Even when you're going into the hospital in emergency, you got to think like, oh gosh, I've got to pay for parking. And the last couple of times Tim's driven to the hospital when I'm in labour, we're like, oh flip, we haven't got any change in us. And you can't always pay by card at the ticket machine. So having a bit of change in the bag as well is very handy. So that it's just there, so you know when the time comes, you don't have to worry about anything. So guys, that is what's in my bag. And also what is in my hospital bag for the baby. I hope that's helped you out. If it's your first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, however many babies you've got, you still need to get all this stuff ready and prepared, and it's really good just to be prepared beforehand in advance, because you just never know when it's going to happen. I'm hoping that this happens sooner rather than later, because I'm 37 weeks now and I'm done. And he's ready, he's cooked, he's fully baked, he's ready to come out. We can keep putting on weight outside of me now. But guys, if you've liked this video, please do definitely smash that like button, and please leave any comments, any questions that you want to ask me in the comment section below. If you've not subscribed to our channel already, please make sure that you press, oh sorry, the bag's falling off the table. Please make sure that you subscribe and that you turn on the notifications button so that you know when we upload a new video. If you want to get in contact with us, you can contact us on Instagram, which is at the Grimwade Family. You can contact us on Twitter, which is at Grimwade Family. And also, if you want to get in touch with us via post, our PO box address is in the information box, and that's below as well. I think that's everything, guys. I don't think I'm going to be doing another pregnancy update now. I'm just going to be showing you when I'm in labour. But guys, I really hope you've enjoyed watching this. We love you, we love you, we love you. And I hope it's been a help. But for now, bye from me.
You got a smile that makes the sun